Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing a little bit of fashion recycling.
I'm a professional woman.
With Superstar Barbie era items. This video was planned for the middle of Superstar Barbie week. I just couldn't get it out.
That's what she said.
And I was going to discard it and just like call it a L. But then I was like, why not make it? You know, it could be fun. Here I am recycling fashion. And I think it turned out pretty good, honestly. So if you are interested in seeing me recycle some fashion, I would say continue watching. I just want to give a good shout out to all of my viewers and everybody who's like shown me love and subscribed and liked and shared and commented. Thank you all so much for being here. I really can't say it enough. I'm gonna keep trying to make things more interesting and trying to improve my channel as I go along. I really enjoy the feedback and I really enjoy getting to know you all, and I also really enjoy making the content. But anyway, I hope you do enjoy this video. If you do, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Why don't you? It's free. Also, leave a comment down below telling me how you are. I don't care. Leave a comment down there for the algorithm, maybe just to say hello. I like to say thank you all so much for being here, and I really do mean it, and I hope you enjoy the video. So I have this little top that went to a Barbie outfit. I believe it's a Best Buy gown, and I needed the skirt for a different outfit. And the top of it is really tattered and stuff. And I cut it off because I was like, well, I don't need the top. But then I saw the top and I was like, oh, I should probably try to reuse this for something. So I'm going to try to make a Superstar era gown.
I am a woman of my own destiny.
The Superstar era gowns are really hard to find, and I don't have that much luck in finding them that is under at least $50. So I'm going to make my own fabulous gown, and hopefully it turns out great, and I think it should. So this top is made of a nylon tricot fabric. It is a typical fabric that they would use at that time frame, and then you have this lovely nylon cording with the tinsel in there, and the tinsel's still pretty good, like on the trim right here, but over here it is completely gone, but that's okay. So I wanted to have like another red tricot dress, but then I was like, I don't have red tricot. I don't even have any other colors, except the only tricot I have is of this material. It's really not that cute. In my opinion, it looks like very bad wallpaper at an Italian restaurant. So my idea was to actually dye this. So I'm gonna dye this black, and I'm gonna dye this black with it. So that way all of this would be canceled out. And then I'm gonna do a sheer layer of nylon tricot on top. And then I'm going to make a boa out of the same sheer material. And then I'm also going to add in this gold right here, and I'm also going to dye it a little bit more black too, so that way it kind of just like ties it all together. It's going to look nice and dark and mysterious, and I think it's going to look perfect on Superstar Barbie. So I have it laid out right here on my mat, and I'm just trying to see how long I should make the skirt, and I'm thinking about 9 inches is where I want it to be.
Oh yeah.
So I think I'm gonna cut it at 9.5 inch mark right here, and that way I can add a hem and it can look all cute. Now, my goal with this is going to try to make it just like they would the original Barbie gowns at that time, like the fashion originals and the Best Buys and the Get Ups and Goes. And they did not put in a lot of sewing details, but they put in details elsewhere, and I can explain in the end, whatever. But it's all about execution in that era. It's not necessarily about quality, because some things had really high quality and some things did not. So I'm going to try to make it in that same type of fashion, so that way it looks like it all goes together. So I've got it out to where it looks like a little piece of pizza, and I'm going to cut along the 9.5 inch mark. I'm going to fold it over like a sandwich, like so, and I'm going to polish up the edges. There we go, all trimmed. I folded the black tricot in half, and now I'm going to fold this in half, and then I cut out a badly formed rectangle. I'm folding it in half again, and I'm going to cut a little skinny strip of fabric. And this will be her boa. And I did the same thing with the gold fabric. Now I'm going to dye all of this black, and then I'll be back. I've dyed the fabric and now I'm going to steam it. So you can still see some of the pattern coming through, but like I said, I'm going to put a black tricot over top of it and that will hide it enough. When recycling fashion, especially one of a particular decade, you want to get familiar with the decade and you also want to get familiar with how they constructed their items, specifically their fashions. With Mattel and it being so old, each decade has a different way that they would construct their fashions. From the early 60s to the early 70s, Barbie fashions were made with some of the highest quality, which really made them stand out compared to the competitors as they were still giving out some homemade looking stuff, which there isn't anything wrong with it, but when compared to a Mattel made item of that decade, you can clearly see one has a lot of details and one is just simplified. But when the 70s started and a bunch of Barbie clone items were coming out with a little bit more details than usually, they had no choice but to compete with the competitors, as it was far too easy to spend $1.25 on a clone fashion rather than paying $5 for a Barbie fashion. So they created their Best Buy Barbie budget fashions. And those fashions were so successful, they became the norm for Barbie up until the mid-80s. And you could still buy the more detailed Barbie fashions, but they were made far less than the Best Buy fashions, which means they're kind of rare nowadays, which really sucks for your wallet. But because of them having cheaper fashions now, they had different ways of making those fashions, different techniques, so to speak. So gone were the zippers and the hook and eyes, and sometimes they would even substitute a metal snap for a ribbon. But a lot of times they would design outfits where you could just use a simple elastic, as these were just budget fashions, so they were made on a budget. So since this outfit was available in the Best Buy budget fashions, that meant that it had to be made in the same vein as the fashions before it. Most of the Superstar era Best Buy fashions are usually just sewn together and you can slip it on and tie a ribbon in the back, or they're just done up with some white elastic. But very seldom did they ever use snaps on Best Buy fashions at this time. They would typically reserve that for the larger Barbie items, such as the Barbie Fashion Originals or the Get Up and Goes. But even then, sometimes those used elastics or those were slip-on as well. With their Best Buy fashions, they very seldom ever mixed up textiles, which is easy to understand considering that would be an extra step, but sometimes they did, and that's what we're going to do today. Now with this fashion, I'm really eyeballing it. I really had no idea how this would turn out. I was just going to be happy if she could end up wearing it. The fashion collection that I was kind of going towards was the Superstar Barbie fashion collection, which are probably some of the most beautiful outfits that Barbie had in that era. Gone were the days of the hippie outfits and the beach scene. However, we still weren't done with the peasant dresses because they would still be in the Barbie Best Buy catalog, at least until the beginning part of the 1980s. That's when we truly left everything back in the 70s. Except for glamour, we made sure to bring that into the 80s. What era of Barbie fashion is your favorite? Let me know down in the comments. And here it is, all done. From garbage to recycled. And look, a little heart. I have the perfect Barbie in store to wear this. I'm talking about my childhood superstar Barbie, and there's a reason for it.
When I was a young warthog!
This was the only superstar Barbie that I had. I found her at a flea market, and she's had several body donors since then. She always has bad luck for cracking necks, but I've never gotten rid of her because I absolutely am in love with her face. I've never seen another one's face quite like hers. She just really speaks to me. I just adore her so much. Her original body had the melting from the original dress, so I know which version she was. She's absolutely gorgeous and I just love her, and every time I see her I'm reminded of the coldest winter ever because that's around the time whenever I found her and it was so cold and our power went out and I was snuggling up on the couch with this Barbie under I think like 6 different blankets and comforters and such.
Ooh, let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin. This is serious. I know. This really is the world's smallest violin. See?
Eventually had to go to my grandparents' house because it was bad. But I used to make her outfits all the time, and it was before I knew how to sew really, so I would make her outfits out of hot glue instead of using, sewing. So this is going to be a humongous upgrade from what she used to wear, and I'm so excited. So we're gonna have to put this on her and see how it looks. Let's get this beautiful outfit on my beautiful Barbie. And here the outfit is on. We'll do a 360. Oh yeah. Such a cute little outfit. It is like spooky-esque mixed with glamour-esque. She is just the perfect Barbie for this. With the straps up here, you could even crisscross them if you wanted to. She just really looks so special in this little costume. I'm so happy that I didn't throw away the top and actually decided to do something with it. This really just did go from trash to fabulous, because now she can live out looking glamorous. I really hope you all enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit that like button. Please hit subscribe. Also, leave a comment down below for algorithm, or just to let me know how you like the project, or if you're interested in doing this yourself. I say let your creativity flow wild. You can create anything that you set your mind to, so don't you forget it. I hope you all have a fabulous and magical rest of your day. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Here comes Barbie doll.
Meet Barbie, the world's most glamorous doll. She has a beauty salon, a real bubble bath.
Here comes Barbie doll.
Barbie has a dog called Beauty, her own scooter. And because she leads such an exciting life, she has lots of pretty clothes for every occasion. Barbie, she's in the shops now.